You ever wonder if there's a secret formula to a huge YouTube channel? What if you could figure it all out just by looking at the video titles? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We are diving deep into the playbook of a popular finance channel, Nick Invests, to see what really makes it tick. Let's jump in.
So the channel we're looking at is Nick Invests. And check this out. It has over 161,000 subscribers. Now, a number like that, that's no accident. It's not just a couple of videos going viral. Nope. This is about steady growth, and it's built on a playbook, a very specific and, repeatable one.
So that's the big question, right? How in the world do you keep people coming back for over 210 videos? Well, it's definitely not random. There's a formula at play here, and we're going to break it all down, piece by piece.
Okay, so take a look at a title like this one. It grabs something we all kind of believe in, job security, and just flips it completely on its head. It's all about creating this sense of urgency, this anxiety about the future. That's one of the angles. And then you've got titles like this. See the switch? The whole feeling changes from fear to, pure aspiration. This one's promising a finish line, right? A clear goal where the whole money game is supposed to change forever. And then you get this kind of title. It's super specific, uses a bit of slang, and it takes a common purchase and frames it as a massive financial mistake, a trap. And you got to pay attention to that word, trap, because it is the key to the very first part of this whole formula. So, the first big piece of this puzzle is what I'm calling the financial trap framework. The whole idea is to take totally normal financial situations and, reframe them as these hidden dangers that you absolutely have to avoid.
And what's so fascinating is just how many of these so-called traps there are. I mean, we're talking about things we usually think are good, right? Like getting a college degree or having a two-income household. But they're presented as these potential financial landmines. It's actually a pretty brilliant strategy because it taps right into our fear of loss, the deep-down fear of making a huge mistake with our money.
And this title, wow, it just perfectly sums up the whole psychological angle. I mean, this isn't just financial advice, is it? It's a story, a really dramatic one. It's basically saying, hey, you're already caught in a trap you don't even know about. But don't worry, this video has the key to get you out.
Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom and avoiding traps. The second part of the formula is really the flip side of the coin. It's all about chasing these huge money milestones and giving you, the viewer, a really clear aspirational path to follow.
So what the channel does so well is it creates this ladder of wealth. It takes this massive, kind of overwhelming goal of getting rich and breaks it down into these clear, separate levels. It's like a video game, right? It makes the whole thing feel structured and, more importantly, doable. You're not just saving money, you're literally leveling up from that first $5,000 month to hitting your first 100 grand saved, and on and on. And the linchpin for all of this is this one phrase that you see over and over again: why everything changes after. Think about that. It's not just a title template, it's a promise. The message is loud and clear. Hitting these milestones isn't just about changing your bank balance, it's about changing your entire life. And man, that is powerful stuff. All right, so we've got avoiding traps on one hand and chasing milestones on the other. The third and final piece of this formula is all about the power of perspective. It's about making all this financial talk feel incredibly personal to you.
So instead of just throwing around abstract numbers about debt, titles like POV, Your Life with Every Level of Debt, literally puts you right in the driver's seat. Suddenly, it's not about numbers on a spreadsheet anymore. It's about how it feels, the freedom you get with low debt versus that constant crushing stress when you're buried in it. It completely transforms boring data into a story about your actual life.
So, what happens when you mix all of these things together? You take the fear of the traps, you add in the dream of hitting those milestones, and you wrap it all in that super personal point of view? Well, what you get is a single, incredibly powerful core message. And here's what it all boils down to. This is the philosophy. Number 1, escape the so-called traps of a normal life. Number 2, you do that by building these boring, unsexy habits. And number 3, you track your progress by chasing these very specific, life-changing milestones. I mean, it's a complete roadmap, laid out right there. Which, it leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Why does this formula work so well right now? Is this a legitimate roadmap to building wealth, or is it just a perfect mirror, reflecting back our own deep anxieties about money, about security, and that nagging fear that we might be falling into a trap we can't even see? Something to think about.